Left-wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell hit the pause button one more again.
Oh, wow.
Okay. This is the second time in like a little bit over a month that he's had this happen, right? And it's raising questions about his fitness to lead. Now, with the president falling over sandbags, Mitch getting stuck like Chuck, we got 90-year-olds like Feinstein and Chuck Grassley in the Senate. Is it time for us to start thinking about age limits or term limits for these politicians, mate? What do you think, man?
And let's not leave out Trump. Trump's 77.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the average age is like 60, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but don't let his tan and toupee fool you.
Oh,
He's old.
We know that.
He look old.
But look, Feinstein's in a wheelchair, bro. Chuck Grassley is on a cane. Okay, these dudes was born in 1933.
33. That's Great Depression, bro. Yeah, that's Great Depression, man. Like that's. I mean, I don't even know. Like, you know, that ain't even calculators. I don't even know.
Abacus.
I mean, that's when you had to know how to do long division.
Yeah.
Real, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just, you know, when you was doing math, you had to do math. You had to go to people to get your calculations. Like you just couldn't.
They could tell you like this inflation ain't shit. What you talk about inflation? Talk about the depression, fool. When I was born.
Depression, though. Like shoot, that's before TV. They out before TV,
bro. They was listening to the radio.
Oh yeah, man. Like that's a long damn time,
bro.
Before World War II.
Yes.
Like
they almost could have. They almost could have enlisted. Okay. That's
when people caught the train. You know what I'm saying? Like you know. You want to go to New York, you had to jump on the train. Like, could you imagine taking the train to like California? Nigga, like,
some people didn't even have cars back then. They were still on horse and carriages.
Right. God dang, that's old, bro. Like you just say, the
whole industry went away. Like the horse and carriage. Like was electricity even around back then? I think it was. But
yeah, electricity was there.
I'm like, damn,
ain't that
these
old?
motherfuckers got damn oil lamps.
Yes.
Come hither. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, niggas still carrying swords back then. Like, come on. The nigga in the city, like, what the hell? With a sword on it. They're like, nigga, like,
shit.
And you holding up in here? Nigga, like, it's an open carry case.
They were smacking niggas with gloves back then.
Nigga challenge you to a duel and shit. Nigga, like, I challenge you to a duel. Pow. And shit, like.
These niggas, man.
10 steps.
Shit.
I can't with y'all.
Oh man, yeah.
Hey, real quick, we got some people online. We got Peter Milner, my boy Peter J. Milner says, "Afternoon, all. What's going on, Peter?
What up?
Nice to have you, my friend.
What up? What up? Yeah."
So he also said, "We have Boris here in the UK. Even his charisma wasn't enough to save himself. So what gives with Trump? Why has a rich, granted, but otherwise nondescript individual got such a cult following?"
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I mentioned this a little bit last week. Like, he ain't your dude, man.
Yeah.
Like, Trump is not, the people that vote for him, he's not your guy. He's not one of you, bruh.
No.
Right.
Like, he's a New Yorker, lived in the city the whole life, don't get his hands dirty, don't know a hard day's work like that. This dude, you ain't even seen him do the old school politician. Let me take my jacket up and roll up my sleeves. He don't even do that move. You know what I'm saying? Like, with what Peter's saying, man, like, you know, how is this like your working class hero? I don't get it.
The thing is, influence and leadership inspires confidence and loyalty. And he has that. Now, how he got it, I have no idea. But that's the biggest thing. Influence in his leadership is inspiring his followers. So we have to understand is we really need to question the followers of what is so inspirational about his actions and what he's done for you personally. Because I don't think they can really answer that question. For some reason, they're inspired by them. But if you ask them specifically, what has Trump done from you? They just, well, he's a good businessman. Okay, how does that directly impacted you in your life?
Right.
And they can't answer that question.
Yeah, and even to that, like it kind of goes back into like these old politicians. Like to your point, leadership, the influence, their name recognition, these things that have kept them in. Like Feinstein has been in office since like 1992. She's been a senator. She was in politics since 1960. Grassley has been a senator since 1980. He's been in politics since 1958. Mm-hmm. All of this experience, like it gets people to feel confident in them, and they just, no matter what they have or haven't done. I bet you Grassley and Feinstein, even Biden, Trump, like you said last week, what have they done? What substantial thing have they done that's changed things or made life better? In these 40 years that Grassley, 43 years that this man has been a senator.
What has he done?
What has he done? And you can look back at some of these things, man. And like, this is what some of the things that I like to do. You can look back and see what they voted on like before time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, they lucky that they wasn't in Congress like in the 60s. Because then we'd be like, okay, so where did you vote on like civil rights and things like that? Because it wasn't no unanimous decision.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like, they old enough to where they were racist and it was okay.
Yep.
Yes.
To now, it's like...
So what are they thinking today when they voting on stuff?
And people do change, but I would be very intrigued to see what was your voting history in the past. But now it's on record. And I tell people, go look at their records. You keep saying they're your champion. If you look at some of the reasons or some of the things that they voted on, they ain't champions for you.
Yeah, well, you said Feinstein started... She got into public office in 60.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's when JFK was elected. She shook hands with JFK.
Right.
She might have.
I'm just saying,
her public office was more like...
She's a Democrat, right?
Like, yeah, she's a Democrat. She was more like parole board and shit like that, and she got appointed.
Well, technically is what I'm saying, if you look at the timeline.
Right, exactly.
And do understand, we're talking about Democrats and Republicans. I don't think anybody 85, 90, 70-something, to me, I don't think they're in the best interest of all of us.
Nope.
Because I'm telling you, when I get 70-something and I'm retired, I ain't worried about none of y'all. I'm not.
Well, I'm saying, Civil Rights Act was passed in 64.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even a law to treat black people good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Martin Luther King was still walking around for real.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
Both of them, I know I'm picking on the 90-year-olds, but man, they lived in a time where they probably didn't even see black people in their neighborhoods.
Right.
They
segregation. There was still segregation.
In their life, in their world.
In their world, that they probably never even interacted with that's a black person? I saw one. You know what I mean? Like that type of world is the world they lived in.
And if it was like the dude serving them food or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. A guy at a hotel. On the elevator, the bellhop or some shit like that. That's it. Yeah. That is it, bro.
We're still entering the back door, not the front door.
Mm-hmm. And they still casting votes on legislation. You know what I'm saying? Just
still today.
Yeah.
Making decisions.
And then, legitimately can't do their job and just well, you know what? I'm just gonna stay and keep doing it. Like, where they do that at?
Okay,
right.
So nowhere except politicians. That's it. That's the only place.
I gotta tell y'all about that one. So
I took a damn long break at work, and they was questioning me like, "You good? You might have to go to the doctor." I'm damn, had to use the restroom.
Right.
Yeah, what's going on? Like.
I looked up information because he saw me. I was like, let me look up information on burnout, right? Because why would somebody stay in a job? Because you do know that politics is a job, right? This is a profession. This is somebody supposed to be a profession, okay? So you have burnout. So I tried to look at the age, like when does burnout happen and what professions actually burn out. And guess who's not on the list? So number one is health professionals, healthcare, then emergency services, social workers, teachers and educators, when I'm in, is number 4. Mental health professionals, 5, legal professionals, journalists, corporate executives, customer service, so anybody in the customer service industry, IT and tech, retail, nonprofit sectors, freelancers, and then parents or caregivers. Guess who's not on the list? Politicians. So
and
why would
drug dealers ain't on there?
Yeah, drug dealers do that. Because it's supposed to be a good job to have. So you don't even have burnout? Like, I'm tapping out now. I'm tired already. So they don't have burnout. Why do you not have burnout? What's good about the job itself that you stay in this position for 40, 50, 60 years?
Well, there's a few things. Like to me, first question is, let me ask you guys, do you think that anyone will ever put age limits or term limits on Congress?
No.
It's job satisfaction. They're obviously very satisfied. Why would I?
Okay.
If I was people do stuff in their best interest, and that's the problem. They're supposed to be public servants serving us, but they're serving for their own best interests. And in that case, why would they limit their money? why
And
would they
that's
limit
the
their
point that you just
satisfaction?
made.
Yeah,
like-
they still get in the bag. That's why.
Right.
Right. So,
Why would I do that?
Yeah.
well, to your
Or
point,
they
why
do that.
would they do that? Because
Right.
when you say that, one thing that we need to make clear is they make the laws. They're legislators. So in order for there to be term limits or
They have to
age
vote
limits,
against themselves. Yeah.
they got to vote against their own interest. Exactly what you were
In their
saying.
own interest.
Like, why would somebody vote against themselves being able to do their job? Now, second thing, you brought up burnout, right? So the second reason why is because their job is easy AF. Okay,
They don't burn
They
out.
have a staff who wants who wants to work till they 90. And our job, nigga, I don't want to work no more now. I mean, who wants to work till they 90? Everybody talks about, I can't wait till I retire. These motherfuckers is working at 90. And it ain't because of the fact that they care about the country. Because, like I said, they have not done anything substantial to change the country and make it better anyway. But their job's easy.
Right.
So if you have a staff, you've got lobbyists. And for those of you who don't know, there's companies out there who have a template that they write and they give to the lobbyist, and the lobbyists take that template and they fill it out with what bills and what laws they want. They just use the same template and then they give it to whoever they're working with, the lobbyist is working with in Congress. And they just look at it, and they have their staff look at it and say, okay, well, yes, check this, that. No, we're going to change this. No, go ahead and change it to make it say this instead, and we'll agree. So they have templates. They have those shits filled out. They have the lobbyists doing the work for them. They got lobbyists paying them money. They're the talking head. They go out there and talk when there's like a committee thing, or they go out there and talk when it's time to talk about the vote. They press the button to vote for the bill. You know, we had to be there till midnight. Motherfucker, you just sat there and talked to people. You didn't do anything. Your staff and your lobbyists and all those people do all your work for
All
you.
the background.
And you go out there and you do the talking. It's like a paralegal and a lawyer.
Yeah.
Somebody does all the work and you go out there and do all the talking.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they do. Their job's easy. People don't want to work till they 90 years old. And then there's just too much money in it.
Yeah.
There's the money they get from lobbyists, things like that. And you look up let's just put it this way, politicians. Because you could look up Obama and say what his net worth was before and after he became president. It's a lot more after he became president. You could look up Clinton. You could look up any president you want, and you'll see that their net worth was gained exponentially, or any politician really. Like, what was her name? AOC?
Oh,
Yeah.
AOC. I should have looked her up.
When
I don't
she
know
went in and she was nothing. She had no money, like $10,000, some with a net worth. Look it up now.
Oh, yeah.
Look it up now. It's too much money in it, and they're not going to vote against their own interest
they
and take away their money.
They ain't giving them the bag.
Think about Grassley. He been a politician. He been a senator since 1980. And let's just say they put term limits in and say you can only serve two terms as a senator. That would mean that instead of the 43 years that he's been making money as a senator from all these lobbyists and all of these people pushing money in his face, he would have only had 12 years. That's, what's that? 20.
He'd have been out by 92.
31 years
Yeah.
difference of money, of income as a senator. You think he gonna vote for that shit? He's 90 years old, still raking in the dough. He should be
Still
somewhere
bringing in
chilling.
money.
Well, we just have to look at term limits we always obviously know is a good thing, but why? So it promotes accountability, it promotes diversity, encourages fresh perspectives. So there's a line or just reason after reason after reason to, but I think, again, the money just trumps everything else, unfortunately. So we all know why you should have term limits, and that's why the president does, because he does probably burn out. Look how they look when they come out.
Yeah.
Their health is diminished.
Yeah, but
Their health is diminished.
But the president's up front and center.
Right.
The president catches everything that's wrong with the
Right.
country.
Well,
Right.
exactly.
The senators don't, and they the ones that
Do it.
that actually doing the dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the reason. Like, hey,
Right.
you
They
got
can't
as a president, you got 8 years to do what you need to do.
look
Senator
at
knows
them.
if they get in there, that can
They
be in
can
there
stay.
for life. Dang there, they have to, especially if once you say they get
Right.
their name is up there. And most people, they don't think about what their senator does for them. You know what I'm saying? When they go, hey man, ain't nothing wrong in my life right now, but I'm just gonna keep voting for him. Or whatever.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the main person, because they know they're kind of in that untouchable state to where, like Mitch McConnell did some horrible things for the country, and a lot of people don't understand. Since we talk about, him right now, but he practically reframed the Supreme Court. And he did that by cutting the deal with Trump when he was in office. For those 4 years, he blocked Obama from being able to
appointment.
And then he put 3 on there.
Yeah.
3, and then so now, and this, I think a lot of people don't understand the
to make the court lean a certain way, but it's not supposed to.
Well, I don't know if they know the gravity of what happened.
Right.
So let's say everything Trump goes through right now, they find him guilty. He still got a chance to take to the Supreme Court, and they can overturn everything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's the gravity.
Not for the state ones, though.
That's
why the Georgia one's important.
That's why the states really were gunning for him, because they know federally he's protected.
Yeah. So I mean, and Mitch McConnell did that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell did that. He made that happen. You know, because Mitch McConnell had the power to impeach Trump. Reason Trump didn't get impeached is because of Mitch McConnell.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And does anybody think it's interesting that he's from Kentucky? No, you would think about all the states, but Kentucky's strong, y'all, because they got Mitch McConnell. I was like, we have a Kentuckian as far as our leader, you know what I mean, making all these decisions. I'm not saying anything bad about Kentucky, but I'm just saying, like, just think about that little small area, and he's very, very powerful.
Yeah.
And that's why he won't retire.